Welcome back to Tech Tutorials for Teachers. Today we're going to talk about Zoom, but before we get into it, I just want to remind you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's get right on into Zoom. What I did is I went online and I Googled Zoom and I clicked on the link, went inside and signed in, and then I just went over to my account, and this is my account. I can go over to profile, but what I wanted to show you was the meetings. So this is how you're going to make a meeting or join a meeting. You can schedule a meeting here or up here. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like when you open it up. You can make a topic description, when it is, so you can schedule the time. Meeting ID, so that can be your personal ID, which is just whichever email you sign up with. They make you personal ID. That's mine. You can have students need a password to go in, or you can also have a waiting room. So basically, if you have the waiting room on, they'll go in. Whenever they click the link or your personal ID, they'll go into a waiting room, and then you can put them into the actual Zoom. Basically, it allows you to control who goes into your Zoom and who doesn't, so you don't have anybody who shouldn't be there. And then video on and off. These are just some settings you can choose, but then you can hit save and it'll send it out and it'll schedule the meeting. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because I already have a meeting going right now. So let's get into the actual functions of Zoom when you have a Zoom going. This is the Zoom that I have going right now. I have one participant and we are both muted, both video not showing, but you can turn those off and on by simply clicking the microphone and clicking the video. I'm going to start off just going left to right for the functions of Zoom. Starting off with the left with the microphone. This is how you unmute yourself and mute yourself. But you can also choose external microphones, or you can also dial in with your phone and use that as a microphone. I am just using the microphone in my laptop, so that is what I have right here, internal microphone. Going over to video, these are some video settings that you can have. You probably won't really need to mess with these too much, seeing how there's not very many of them. You got audio settings, accessibility, statistics, and about. These are just some settings within Zoom. So you shouldn't really need to mess with those too much, especially while you're in a Zoom meeting. Keep going to the right and you see security. So basically, as a host, as a teacher, you'll be able to control your participants this way. You can allow them to do all of these functions, including screen share, chat, renaming themselves, and unmuting themselves. If you would like full control and only that you can do things within the Zoom, you can turn all of these off or mess with them and see which ones you like to have on, which ones you like to have off. But those are some security, basically controlling your participants and controlling what they can and can't do. This is managing participants. So if you have a yes or no question while you are in the Zoom, participants can respond this way and it'll show up next to their name. So you can scroll through your participants, see the response really quickly, and it's just a good yes or no check-in halfway through. You can also do go slower, go faster, and you have these more ones, which is just some emojis. You can have thumbs up, thumbs down. They can wave their hand. So if someone waves their hand and you see that in here, it'll show up and notify you, and you'll be able to call on them that way. If you keep going to the right, this is the chat. You can have everyone see this, so everyone will be able to see the message that you post here, or I could also select privately with someone. If you click these are the participants, what they can do in the chat. They can either chat with no one, only with you, with everyone, or they can chat with everyone and everyone privately. So if you click on this one, students are going to be able to chat amongst themselves without you really even knowing. So I would keep it on this one or the above. So that's the chat function. Keep going to the right. There's the share function. So this is how you're going to share your screen if you have a PowerPoint or a Google Docs that you'd like to show. You can choose the desktop, which is basically going to be anything on your computer is going to show, or you can choose a specific application that you'd like to show, for example, Google Slides or PowerPoint. If you click this arrow, it's just going to be a few settings for screen sharing. You can have multiple participants can share their screen simultaneously, or you can have only one participant. Only one participant is typically what you will like to use, and then there's some advanced sharing options. You can also record everything that happens in Zoom. So as you're recording, it's going to record whatever you do in Zoom is going to record. This is nice to record lectures in case students are sick or for some reason can't join the Zoom or are late. You can record this whole entire meeting. You can also turn on closed captions so the students, if they can't hear you very well, they can see it, or if you can't hear students, you can see what they're saying through closed captions. Finally, the only other thing is breakout rooms. So when we go into breakout rooms, you can make one. I've already made a breakout room. I only have one participant, so it was fairly easy. But if you would like to, if you'd like to recreate, you can choose how many rooms. So if you have 20 participants, you can make 4 or 5 breakout rooms, and then it'll divide them up evenly. This one is going to divide them automatically at random. This one's going to allow you to choose who is in each breakout room. And then you can always go back and change this. So if you've created your breakout rooms, but then halfway through you'd like to change them, you can always go down here and hit recreate. You can also always add another room if you need to. If people are late and you need to add another breakout room, you can do that here. I'm going to go ahead and open all the rooms so you can get a brief introduction to how this works and how you can see it. Okay, now that we have our students in our breakout room, now we can go in and you can actually join breakout rooms. So this is basically the equivalent to you walking around the classroom to different groups and checking in with them while they're doing stuff. So right now I'm in the main session and nobody can hear me. But if I join this breakout room, I can go ahead, go inside, talk to them, check with them, see how they're doing with their discussion or whatever they're supposed to be doing in the breakout room. And then I can always leave the breakout room, and this won't do anything to the Zoom. I'll simply go back to the main session. But as you can see, the student is still within that breakout room. So you can go in and out without disturbing them, other than you can talk to them and see how those are going. After you do that, you can close all the rooms, and that's how you're going to get people to come back. You can also broadcast a message. So if you have something that you need to tell all the groups, you don't have to go into each one individually. You can broadcast a message. Speaking of which, you can say, oh, you got 5 minutes left of your breakout rooms. Then whenever you're ready for them to come back, you can close all the rooms and it'll bring them back to the main session. And it'll give them like 20 seconds, 60 seconds apparently, to get back to the main session. Now that they're back in the main session, you can continue with your lesson or whatever else you have to do. When you're ready for the meeting to be over, you simply hit end meeting and it'll end it there. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'm going to be posting a video once a week about technology in the classroom, so if you'd like to get notified, just hit the notification bell. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.